Hi all, Planetside Agent here. Today we're going to do a build and boil test of a new version of my 1 ounce cosmetic tin alcohol burner. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. Originally I built one of these 1 ounce cosmetic tin alcohol burners, and I did do a video, and I'll put that in the description if you're interested in looking at that one. But anyway, this one used carbon felt pucks, which I just stacked in here, and then I put the wire mesh screen over the top. I got a video or a comment on this stove from somebody and said, what about if you tried just spiraling in your carbon felt? I don't know if you can see the spiral there, and see how that worked. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. I'll give it a try. And my previous video, which I also put in the description, I did burn tests on the original and the spiral. Also, I did one with just an empty tin, just with alcohol. I found out that this version is much faster by about a minute on a 1 cup boil than the one with the pucks. And also I found out that the screen seems to inhibit the burn time a little bit. So what I thought, this is such a better version of the stove. This is what I'm going with from now on. No screen, and just coiled up carbon felt. Also, making it will be a heck of a lot easier, because trying to cut out individual pucks of carbon felt is a lot more difficult and a lot more messing around than just cutting out a straight piece and just rolling it up and stuffing it in the tin and you're done, rather than like this one with the pucks and the wire and all of that. So a quicker, simpler build. Now, before we get started, you can pick up these tins, these 1 ounce cosmetic tins. You can get them in just about any size you want, and you get them about any quantity you want, from 5 to a gross, on eBay. I'll put a little picture of just one site that serves these, but you can get some of them in colors, different sizes, different quantities, whatever, if you want to just maybe start an Etsy store and crank these out. But anyway, from around a 6.5 or so, with free shipping. So these are pretty reasonable to get a hold of. Now, same with carbon felt. I ordered this off of eBay, and I got a little picture here of from eBay one. There's many different vendors of this carbon felt, many different sizes, quantities. Some of them, I think the guys just get scraps from some place that makes carbon felt stuff and just resells them, which is fine, because you can get a smaller quantity at a cheaper price. Because actually I got a lot here. I don't know why I ordered this big thick pad. I'm going to be making a lot of stoves. But anyway, also this, well, I'll cover that when I start the build. Sometimes it also will vary in thickness too, so that's something to consider. But yeah, you can find this stuff readily on eBay for a reasonable price. So that's all you need now, is just these 2 ingredients. So let's go ahead and I'll get started on the build. Oh, one other note. After I get this build, I'm going to do a boil test. 2 cups with probably my Camp pot and my Altoids Tin Stove. So anyway, we'll get started here. Okay, this particular carbon felt that I got here, I think it's a little thicker than some of the others I've purchased. Looks to me about 1/4 of an inch, or it looks to be about 8 millimeters thick. So my dimensions will be based on this thickness, at least for the length. I did pull this out of my other stove, and it's basically it's 3/4 of an inch. I did measure this the first time. The tin, this particular tin, is about 3/4 of an inch deep, or that's going to be about 18 sorry, millimeters. And distance lengthwise to fit in this tin with this 1/4 inch came out to I cut right at a foot, and that seemed to work really well. Or that would be looks to be about like 36 millimeters. And then, like I said, this is, I was going to get a little more elaborate on this build, but I mean, all you got to do is measure out 1 foot by 3/4 of an inch strip, cut that out with some just some scissors, and that's all there is to it. Next, all you do is just get it stay in frame here. Really, I don't even know why I have to demo this. This is pretty basic. This is right out of grade school arts and crafts. So if you haven't advanced beyond that, then you're going to be in trouble. But anyway, then you just coil it up, stuff it in, bam, you got yourself an alcohol burner that worked great. So anyway, that's this is the extent of the build. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this, and it, like I say, it makes a great little stove. So I'm going to go ahead and set up for a boil so you can see how quickly this boils. Well, before I get started on the boil, I thought I'd weigh this thing. It weighs nothing. So that's 0.5 of an ounce, half an ounce. And if you want to know, I got to flip this over to switch to grams. If you want to know about grams, 15 grams, so nothing. So if you're an ultralighter, you just can't get lighter than this. But the problem is with a lot of these burner alone, you have to worry about some kind of a pot stand. And this particular Altoids tin one I have stove is pretty light. It's looks like 49 grams or 1.6 ounces. So for just a shade over 2 ounces, you've got yourself a stove kit. But anyway, I do have a video on the build on this if you're interested. That'll be in the link in the description, like most everything. Move this out of the way. Okay, so let me finish setting up for the boil, and we'll see what the boil time on this burner is. Okay, I'm all set up for the boil. I have roughly 1 ounce of fuel in the burner. Now remember, you're going to have the carbon felt, so it's not going to be a full ounce, which is, you know, you're talking pretty small numbers. But anyway, got about an ounce alcohol fuel in here. I've got 2 cups of 52-degree water in the ollie camp, and we'll go ahead and light it off. Oof. Put the stove on. Remember to hit the timer. There we go. So I'll go ahead and turn the lights off, and you can take a look at the burn pattern. There's your burn pattern. Looks pretty good. Now while we're waiting for this to come to a boil, I'll just mention that I do have a playlist for all of my stove and burner videos, and I'll put a link to that in the description box. Okay, getting pretty close, up to 209, 8 minutes and 25 seconds. I set the timer only to 211 degrees, since sometimes to get to that last degree, that's 832. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, but anyway, as I was saying, I went with 211. Sometimes to get to that 212 point, which didn't seem to have any trouble today, but on some of my burns, to get over to that extra degree takes an extra 10, 15, 20 seconds. So I thought I'd just quit at 11, probably be a little more accurate. The stove's boiling away. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So out in the field, you're not going to have one of these little guys. So you're just going to go with, when you see a rolling boil, which is going to happen around 210, 211. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this fuel burn off so you can get a burn time on the burner. I'm going to turn the lights off again so I can watch the flame a little bit better as it runs out. It's starting to lose a lot of its power there. Probably for any real practical use, it's about done. We're at 13 minutes and almost 14 minutes on the burnout for an ounce of fuel. So I would just say, yeah, it's really starting to sputter out. So we'll just say, for all intents and purposes, about 14 minutes, maybe a little bit more, that you can get heat out of this little burner. So there you go. It's a quick, easy burner to build. And like I said, it'll boil 2 cups of water at a pretty cool temperature of 52 in 8 minutes and 32 seconds. It'll burn for well over 14 minutes. And it's lightweight, so great little setup. Can't think of anything else to say, so just hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.